Welcome back, 3D students. So let's start to put some materials on our scene here. Let's start with this stand that we created. Now, I noticed something here that I can't see this corner very well. And what that usually means is that the smoothing group information is off. So I'm going to open up polygon smoothing groups in the command panel. And I'm going to make sure I'm in polygon mode. And I'm going to select that polygon. And this one, see, they're in the same smoothing group. I'm going to make this one be in number 3 and turn off 2. I'm going to do the same for these. And looks like I need to do the same for the other side as well. And this one probably need to do the same thing. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can proceed with materials. So let's open up our material editor. You can click this button here or push M on your keyboard. And let's pull the physical material out into the slate area. And let's apply a wood texture to this material so it looks like actual wood. So I want you to search for walnut wood and find a wood texture that looks good to you. What we're going to do is make a material with this wood texture and apply it to our stand. I'm going to look at this one. And when you find one you like, right click here, not on the thumbnail, but open it and click here, and click Save Image As, and then look and see if it's a JPEG or a PNG. If it is, then that's okay and you can use it. If it's not, then you can't use it. So I'm going to put this in my Sword project folder inside the Scene Assets Images folder, and that's where you should put all textures that are with the project. Sword, Scene Assets, Images, and click Save. Now once that's done, we can use it. So we're going to attach that photograph to the base color node. So let's click and drag with our left mouse button and just let go, and then select General Bitmap. And here is the one we just downloaded right here. So I'm going to click Open. And then I'm going to click the Output node and drop that onto my base. I'm going to do the same to the other one. Now let's take a closer look at that. We don't need this right now. Let's take a closer look at that and see how that looks. It actually doesn't look too bad. And let's see if we can make it look better. Go to Element Mode and click, sorry, wrong one, and click the upper element. And then let's click the modifier list, and we're going to apply a UVW map to this object. And then we can select box, and then we can add another edit poly to the top of the stack and see how that looks. That looks a lot better, actually. See a little bit of a seam right here, but that's all right. And let's try the same thing with the base. Click Element Mode again and click the base, and then find UVW map and make it a box map. And then add another edit poly and see how that looks. Doesn't look that different to me, actually. But let's at least do the same thing here. Let's apply, go to Element Mode and apply UVW map here. Oops, wrong one. And make it a box map. Do the same thing again. and apply UVW map. Oops. Got to change it to a box. Now, what we did here was we told the computer how to project that image onto this mesh. It didn't really know before, and if you look at the modifier, you can see we have different ways to project it, if it's a cylinder or a sphere or a box. You can also see this little orange box here. That's the mapping gizmo. And if I open up the modifier and I select the gizmo, when I move the gizmo, you can see I'm moving the map. You see how it's changing right there. If I resize the gizmo, like I can right here, I'm going to make it taller. You can see I resize the texture. Now the texture itself, and I can expose different parts of the texture to make it look more random, make it look different than the other one. The texture itself is square, so the gizmo actually needs to be close to square or you'll distort the texture. So, you know, adjust the height of the gizmo on the base here to make it squarer to account for some of that distortion. I'm going to add another edit poly here, and you can see that looks a lot better than this one. Come back over here. I'm going to go back to this map, go back to the gizmo, and I'm going to adjust the height of the gizmo here and expose a different part of it. So now we've got some nice materials on our base, but we got to do one more thing before we leave this. You can see this reflection here. You can see how glossy that is. We don't want it that glossy. So let's open up our material editor, select the material, find the reflections, move your scene so you can see it, and we're going to add some roughness to this, and you watch what happens to the reflection when I do. You see it spreads it out, and I'm going to also, I think, reduce the reflectiveness a little bit. So make those adjustments, and then you can close your material editor. Okay, in the next video when we come back, we'll start to put some materials on the sword, and I'll see you then.